Scrap, 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 scrap.
This event is headlined by Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal, and we're going to get right into that one.
Let's go.
We're not playing around.
Powerful moves.
This is the headliner. This is what everybody's going to be waiting for at the end of the night. Some bad blood. Two guys that have really dedicated fan bases. Kamaru Usman, the new GSP, pound for pound kingpin, number 2 in the Scraptitude power rankings, versus Masvidal, who I believe clocks in. He's top 10. I forget where he fits in exactly, but we rate Masvidal very highly in our power rankings. He's a bad man. Do you see this fight playing out differently from the first iteration?
Differently, somewhat. I expect the same conclusion. However, it'll be fun. I am not sold on Masvidal's ability to do much more damage. However, Usman seems to be getting more and more dangerous as we continue to go on. And I don't know if I would want to be the man on the opposite side that's got Kamaru Usman itching to test his new hands against. Jorge Masvidal, he is a bad man. But Kamaru Usman, that man's a problem.
He's a problem, an unsolved problem to date in the UFC. And word is Usman does want to strike with Jorge Masvidal. Word is he didn't feel comfortable in the first fight, and, well, I that's not really a shock because he took the fight on 6 days' notice, whatever it was. Masvidal, in my opinion, is a much better fighter than Gilbert Burns. That's kind of a controversial thing to say. That is my opinion. I think that Gilbert Burns was massively overmatched facing Kamaru Usman, and I'm not sure if he's a top 5 guy in this division. I don't really think so. I think the top 5 all beats him. I think Wonderboy is going to beat him. Kamaru Usman beat him, and it allowed Usman to show off some of his striking chops. He switched stances. He has that power jab. He even showed a pull counter, which is no doubt attributed to his boxing refinement under the tutelage of Trevor Whitman. That said, Masvidal is one of the better strikers in the UFC, in my opinion. He's not like, maybe there's certain guys that can give him trouble, like a Wonder Boy who's a difficult problem to solve, a unique stylistic challenge, but Masvidal is a really bad man. The way that he's able to blend his offense and defense, his poise, and then his ability to sense vulnerability and go for finishes in all phases of the game. I think that Kamaru Usman is not well advised trying to strike it out with Masvidal and show his improvements in that facet of his game. That gives Masvidal by far his biggest opportunity to win. And here it is. This is my take. I think this is the first fight where we really see Usman hurt. He's riding a lot of confidence right now, and he calls George Masvidal a journeyman. Maybe true, but he's fought the best of the best for a long time. He has a dangerous assortment of techniques. He's a really good athlete, and he has so much experience striking. He's going to be able to give Usman looks that he's never seen before. I believe that, and now he's fully trained, fully in shape. I expect a little more resilience when it comes to these grappling exchanges, to getting off the cage, and to being able to maintain more of a striking atmosphere. I'm a little worried for Usman. I don't think he's going to lose the fight. You can't bet against Usman. It's one of the greatest sins you can do in mixed martial arts right now. He's still in his prime of his career. He's younger than Masvidal. He's bigger. He's stronger. But man, I think this is going to be a dogfight.
I don't know if Usman wanting to strike with Masvidal is the same thing that maybe Masvidal thinks that when he says that and Usman says that are the same thing. I think Usman might be talking about how I've worked on a jab for 6 months and now I'm going to be jabbing you with a lot more, GSP style. And I want to take that. I'm going to strike with him with a grain of salt. And I believe that we're going to see Usman a little bit more we're going to see him more busy, not as content as holding him in the cage. But what I expect to see is a more busy Usman in the clinch, taking him down. And then if Masvidal can get back up, and he's able to get back up, the man's
He's
good.
hard to take down, too.
Yeah, that's where I expect Usman to really try and start to work what he may be this new stand-up and striking with Usman. I just don't believe that, unless Trevor Whitman got this bullet doing, just crazy confident, which he might. I think he may be talking more about striking in certain distances and more about cage work and maybe pumping a jab more than trying to get into extended exchanges with
I think
Masvidal.
Usman, you say that, but I think it's a pride thing.
It might be.
I think it's a pride thing.
know.
Usman wants to make a point here.
And
And
he might be feeling himself after getting dropped not dropped, but getting hit by Gilbert and then just eating it.
yeah, and internally, I think after that first Masvidal fight, he's like, damn, this dude's a journeyman. Yeah, I took the fight on 6 days, but he also, he took the fight on 6 days' notice, and he came in here, and he busted my nose. He put some hands on me. I was not doing well in these striking exchanges. I grinded my way through this in a really unfashionable way. I think he's out for blood in this fight, and he's going to attack Masvidal where he's most dangerous. I would not be, if I was throwing out a flyer bet type of deal, Masvidal by submission, in a sequence where he hits Usman with a good shot. Usman baits out the takedown, maybe cinches in a darce, something like that, because Usman has such a great ability to avoid grappling exchanges if he doesn't want them, or he so often dominates that facet of the game, that I think that there might be some submission vulnerability there if he gets hurt, because you see him go for the clinch, go for the wrestling when he eats a good shot. Masvidal thrives in those marginal sequences, and he's somebody that is unbiased in the way he chases the finisher, tries to hurt people. So just as a flyer, like I said, Usman by decision is my official prediction, but Masvidal's a bad man. I think Usman could make this fight hard on himself.
Scrap, 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 scrap. Scrap.
I'm mean, I'm fierce, I'm mad, I'm rude. I got that pro fighter attitude. I'm in the octagon with the podcast on. Let's talk about it on Scrap the Two.